Iraq has told the United Nations to replace its American and British staff in the country, saying it could not guarantee the safety of personnel from those two nations. An Iraqi memorandum sent to the UN cited popular anger about the U.S.-British airstrikes last month. Since the bombing raids, Baghdad has refused to allow any further UN arms inspections of its weapons of mass destruction. Well, one of the key components of the recent airstrikes against Iraq was the 34th Fighter Squadron out of Hill Air Force Base in Utah. The F-16 squadron has been in and out of Southwest Asia since the Gulf War. Air Force Sergeant Don Jackson reports on their participation in Desert Fox.
The fighter squadron contingent from Utah only arrived at Al Jaber Air Base in Kuwait a couple of weeks before strikes were ordered. But the desert is nothing new to the 34th.
Very few fighter squadrons have the type of desert history, shall we say, as the F-16 fighters from Hill. They were a Desert Storm. They've been in and out of Southern Watch since its beginning, and they were at Khobar Towers.
The Hill Air Force Base Fighter Squadron was at the towers in Dhahran the night of June 25, 1996. Of the 19 airmen killed, none were from the 34th, but many from their squadron were injured, some seriously. 2.5 years have passed since then, but feelings among some of those who were at Khobar Towers the night of the bombing are still strong.
And I know what we all went through, the emotions we had, and losing 19 airmen. So when we started bombing here, it felt really good. I mean, I know it's not something you really want to, but it was necessary, and we followed forth, and I think we followed through really well.
I wouldn't say it's vindication. It does give most of us, I guess closure is the right word.
After all the years of training and preparation for striking Iraq, many members of the 34th Fighter Squadron say they're just happy to have had the strikes happen during their watch.
The tension would be raised, and then he'd back down, and we wouldn't get to do anything, and it just seemed like a lot of wasted time, and this time it felt right.
The Hill Fighter Squadron will continue to pull 45-day rotational desert duty as long as Operation Southern Watch is in existence. Tech Sergeant Don Jackson, Air Force News, Al Jaber Air Base, Kuwait.
U.S. forces in the Middle East have drawn down since Desert Fox, and most of the military contingent deployed to Israel are home now. As specialist Chris Seaton reports, the redeployment couldn't have come at a better time.
The leadership involved with troops deployed to Israel decided to take full advantage of the timely ending of Operation Desert Fox. They gave their soldiers, sailors, and airmen a chance to spend Christmas at home with their families.
I think it means a lot. I mean, a lot of them will tell you that one of the biggest things is missing the holidays with their families and friends, and by getting them home for those holidays, I think it means a lot to them. There's a lot of people deployed in a lot of places around the world, and they'll tell you being at home for the holidays means the most.
As soon as word got out to the troops that they were going home, a full-scale redeployment rush started. Just as quickly as they sprang into action when the operation began, these troops packed their gear and headed for home, and with plenty of motivation.
I'm pretty happy we're redeploying back because of my wife and my kids and all my other launcher dogs, and everyone in the battery gets to go home with their kids and wives or girlfriends, and they get to spend Christmas with their and the New Year with their loved ones.
Not everyone got to go home in time for the holidays, but the few who remain in the region until just after the New Year realized the importance of staying just a little while longer to get the job done.
So we're here to get the mission done, and they're an outstanding bunch of airmen here that are just working to get the mission done, get the Army home.
For most, though, the bags were packed, the redeployment traditions upheld, and the troops went home in time for Christmas. I'm Specialist Chris Seaton for AFN News.
Training is crucial to military success, especially when the mission includes working with other countries. Aviano Air Base's Triple Nickel Fighter Squadron enhanced their capabilities during an exercise in Morocco. Senior Airman Greg Willenbucker tells us about Exercise African Eagle.
Missions like Operation Determined Falcon and Deliberate Forge have the 31st Fighter Wing working with other nations to help ensure peace. Exercises like African Eagle at Sidi Slimani Air Base are necessary to ensure airmen are ready when duty calls.
It's a great training opportunity for the 555th, great airspace, professional Moroccan pilots to fly with. It was just an overall good exercise.
The exercise's main focus was training between the two countries' fighter pilots. They flew almost 300 sorties together, learning different wartime tactics. The U.S. ambassador to Morocco paid a visit during the exercise to witness the joint effort. He says the friendship between the nations developed long before fighter jets.
They have a long history with us. It goes back, actually, our history is 200 years old, the oldest history between two countries. No other countries have a treaty of friendship longer. So there's a long history here. They know what to expect. They expect confidence. They expect friendship. They expect working closely together, learning from each other.
The nickel, it was nickel standard, great airplanes, great maintenance, great sorties, great training all the way around.
Airmen from both countries gained the experience necessary to make combined peace efforts successful. Senior Airman Greg Willenbucker, Air Force News, Sidi Slimani Air Base, Morocco.
Behind or actually underneath every flying mission, there's a group of controllers underground. Airman J.C. Spiva introduces us to an NCO from Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany who's been recognized as the best controller in U.S. Air Force's Europe for the second year in a row.
His name is Staff Sergeant Carl Clark, and he's the USAFE Maintenance Operations Center controller for the second year in a row. Concealed in the depths of the command post, you'll find him working hard communicating with planes, maintenance crews, and inputting and retrieving important data. All of this makes him an important link in the chain known as the battle staff.
For me to be selected for this, to stand out amongst others, I had to work with a group of individuals who made it possible. We work well as a team. This is a good group here. We know our jobs. We do well. I've been to a lot of other places here in USAFE, and I think what we do a little bit better than other places. I try to do my best as far as overall job knowledge, and skills, but the real reason I feel that I won this award is I'm perceived to be the best, and the only way I'd be the best is if I had with these group of individuals I work with.
Yeah. As Senior Mock Controller, he prides himself on being part of a flawless team, ready to take on any task at any time. Airman First Class J.C. Spiva, Air Force News, Spangdahlem Air Base, Germany.
And that's your late edition news. Enjoy your evening.
Hi, I'm David Robinson. Being named NBA Rookie of the Year was quite an honor, but my college degree from the Naval Academy is something I'll always be proud of. If you're thinking about college, but wondering where the money's going to come from, the Navy's got a solution. NROTC. A Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps scholarship can be worth up to $70,000 towards a college education. NROTC. Find out more from your local Navy recruiter.
Hi, I'm Air Force Staff Sergeant Steve Rutherford here with a look at your extended and travel cities forecast from the AFN Weather Center. If you'd like to see your hometown as one of our travel cities, send an email to hometown@afwa.af.mil. Please be sure to include your name, rank, unit, and hometown. Today's hometown forecasts are from Army Major John Sigelow. He's stationed to the Vampire Observer Controller Team at Hohenfels, Germany. His hometown is Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And also from his wife, Tessa. Her hometown is Corpus Christi, Texas. This has been a look at your extended and Travel Cities forecast. Once again, I'm Air Force Staff Sergeant Steve Rutherford here in the AFN Weather Center.
From the NBC studios in Burbank, The Tonight Show.